What's going on, family? Welcome to Discover Flavor, and today we're making Southern style homemade chicken and dumplings from scratch. But before we do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you smash that bell and select all so you're notified each and every time we upload. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna prep our green peppers. Give them a nice rough chop, nothing too fancy. This is a rustic homemade meal, so that's the approach we're gonna take here. Okay, so we're just gonna quarter them up, throw them right into the pot. We got our pre-peeled carrots. We peeled them earlier. We're just gonna trim off the ends and give those a nice rough chop as well. Okay, when you're cooking like this, you're cooking that comfort food. You don't need to be perfect. All right, now we have our celery. We're gonna do the same thing. Now we're gonna finish off with our onion. Now we're gonna add our chicken right into the pot, and we're gonna season from here. All right, so we have fresh thyme going in. We're gonna season with a little bit of salt. Hit it with some black pepper. Now we got a little bit of that Saison complete seasoning. This stuff is so good. Of course, we're gonna hit it with our Lowry seasoning salt. You wanna make sure you season it liberally because we're gonna add a lot of water to this. Okay, we got 2 bouillon cubes we're gonna add to this chicken flavor. We're gonna add our water straight into there. Add enough to cover the chicken, okay, and get it boiling. We're gonna let that simmer, and while that's cooking, we're gonna go to prepare the dumplings. So we got our flour, we have our baking powder, and a little bit of salt. We're gonna go ahead and give that a good mix, and we're gonna add our Crisco butter flavored shortening. Gonna get that mixed into the flour mixture, and we're gonna go ahead and add our cream straight into the flour. Now we're gonna add it slowly, okay, until we get the consistency that we want. I started off with 1 cup. It wasn't quite where I needed it to be, so we're gonna add more slowly. Let's give it a nice little stir. Once you see the flour start to move from the sides of the bowl, it's the texture and consistency that we want right here. Now we're gonna flour our cutting board. Fold the dough right onto the heavily floured board. We're gonna begin to work the dough. We're not gonna need it a whole lot. It's not a whole lot that's needed here. it out to about 1/8 of an inch. Now you can roll it out to whatever specs you want to, depending on how thick you want your dumplings to be. All right, I like mine a little thick, with a little bit of bite to it. Give it a nice little roll. And it don't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be pretty. This is a rustic dish, easy, simple, and delicious. You know, family will love it. And it's a stretch meal as well. You can definitely stretch this meal a few days. So we're gonna cut these into strips. I cut them in threes, but I think I want mine just a little bit smaller. So I'm gonna cut mine a little bit further. Cut it in half just a little bit more. So they're a little bit smaller. They're bite-sized. All right, so now that the chicken has been cooking, it's reached its internal temperature of 165. We're gonna remove it from the broth here, and this stuff is amazing. You can drink the broth alone. And we're gonna go ahead and strain it. Now I got this little baby colander in here. Not sure what I was thinking, but it is what it is. We'll strain as much as we can before the juices flow over the colander. Let's go ahead and get those veggies out of there. We're gonna try something just a little bit different. With our additional strainer, I'll go ahead and get the rest of the juices out of there. Be careful, this stuff is very, very hot. It's straight off the heat, so be very, very careful. Be mindful of what you're doing. Let's move that to the side. We're gonna go ahead and remove the sprigs of thyme, the thyme stems. Add the rest of the veggies in there. We're gonna go ahead and shred the chicken. It's already falling off the bone. It's already done. Okay, it's just, you can let it sit until it's nice and warm. But if you're impatient like me, throw some gloves on and shred that chicken as fast as you can before your fingertips burn off. That's why I'm dropping it right there, man. This stuff is hot. We're gonna get all this meat off of this thing. We want all the meat off the bones. As you can see, we're making quick work of it. Not much to it. I like on the pieces of the back inside, it has like little they call it a chicken oyster. I love that part of the chicken. There it is right there. Those are the chicken oysters right there. Go ahead and shred it up just a little bit more. at this point, I like to add just a tad bit more seasoning as well. And I like to add a few pieces of the skin. I like the flavor and the texture. I'm gonna add some more of that complete seasoning in there. I like to make sure that my food is well seasoned. Okay, a couple more pinches of salt, some garlic. Got more black pepper. And we're gonna go in and add that beautiful broth right back onto the chicken and vegetables. Now we made a slurry, which consists of cornstarch and water. Okay, we did like a half a cup. This will actually act as a thickener. This will thicken our sauce, give it that beautiful silky color. All right, it doesn't add any flavor to it, but keep in mind, whenever you add liquids, you need to make sure that the flavor is still intact. The flavor is still there. All right, so you give it a taste. And if you need to re-season or add any more, add any additional season, feel free to do so. Now we're gonna bring it back to a boil. I'm gonna drop our dumplings right into the bottom of that thing. Now you wanna cook these, depending on their thickness, for about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, let it simmer down for about 10 to 15 minutes. So it's simmered away. Look how silky that broth is. Now we're gonna go ahead and plate. Get a nice little bowl. Get you some of those dumplings. Make sure you get some veggies in there. Get you a nice heaping spoonful of that chicken. So warm and comforting. An excellent fall meal. Add me another dumpling in there just for good measure. These things are amazing, by the way. There you have it, family. Homemade from scratch chicken and dumplings. Okay, old-fashioned style. We're gonna hit it with a little bit of parsley just to garnish. But that's about it. Only thing left is to eat it. Thank you for checking out Discover Flavor. Hope you enjoyed the recipe. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.